episode 3713, The Value of Failures.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day and happy Friday. Yes, it is. Are you ready for Friday? I'm sure you are, because I so am. And it's weird coming off of a holiday week. It's like this week has been one of the longest weeks ever, but somehow you survive. Today it's confession day, so let's let it all hang out. The value of failures. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted to have your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com, where you can learn more and to sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. You know, raising kids is not for the faint of heart. It takes more than a village to get through what is the most awesome responsibility anyone will ever experience. Yet, with all the competition of wanting what's best for your child, it leaves little room for failure. What happened to the value of failures? And this is not about parenting failures, even though there are many of those. I mean, I know I have failed lots and lots and lots of times. I can't count on my fingers and my toes. And it happens every single day. We do the best that we can. But you see, failure is a natural prerequisite for achieving success. No one achieves success on the first try. Always. And you're thinking, wait, what? No, you don't. Did you just get up and walk as a toddler? No, you fell down. Did you get up the second time and walk? No. You may have taken one step, but you weren't fully walking. We don't just all of a sudden, boom, it happens. It's a ramp up. Think about things that go viral, right? Does virality, if that's even a word, does it last forever? No, it's a one and done. But success and achievement long term, not a one and done, happens by building, happens by making mistakes, happens by falling down. And when you're a parent, secretly, that's all you want for your kid, right? You want them to achieve. But what happened to paying your dues to get to the next level? Failure comes with a cost. But what cost does it gain? Success? You know, as parents, we must let our kids make their own decisions as they grow up and expand their knowledge. Obviously, when they make their own decisions, it's got to be appropriate for the stage of life that they're in. You're not going to allow a toddler to make a decision. Wait, I want to go to the playground and it's across the street. So you know what? I'm just going. Just because they can walk doesn't mean they get to go across the street to go to the playground, right? Now think of it from an adult perspective. When you're driving in a car and there's 3 lanes and you're all going east and all of a sudden you're in one lane and this car says, oh, well, I'm going to come in here, but I really want to be where you are. So I'm just coming over. There's a lane. I'm coming over, but you're right there. Just because there's a lane there doesn't mean they get to come over in your lane. I don't know if you've driven lately, but they tend to do that nowadays. Just saying. We'll leave that, though, for another episode. But parenting's the same way. Growing up, we've got to help our children grow and expand their knowledge. And, of course, we need to give pertinent information and perspective on what they need to make better decisions, right? We've got to help our children. But if parents do everything to prevent their child from failing, then what does their child gain? What are you giving as a gift to your child? Parenting is this journey filled with challenges. And one of the toughest hurdles is to overcome that aversion to seeing your children fail. And that's hard to do. We don't want our kiddos to hurt, to be in pain, to have to work harder than they want to. But you see, failure is this natural stepping stone, right? It's this natural stepping stone to success. And it's a crucial part of the learning process that cannot be overlooked. So step your kids to success. Let them fail more. That is your Kids to Keep It Simple strategy. Step your kids to success, fail more. That failure has to be part of their everyday. It's got to happen. And parents need to let it happen. So my question to you is, are you? Or are you sitting here trying to give them a cushion, a soft landing every single time? I've seen those reels where they show the difference in like the 2010, 2020, and then you've got the 1980s or whatever, and you've got the kids out there doing all of these things, and they're like, well, where's all the broken bones and where's this? And the difference is one, they're out playing, they're out learning, they're doing their hard stuff, where here we're giving them this soft pillow, fluffy cloud to always land on. At some point, we've got to pull that out from underneath them, because they're not always going to get the job they want. They're not going to graduate from college and just go out and make six figures in this incredible thing that they dream is just supposed to happen. Or this idea that, I can just stay home because now I have a college degree and I can do whatever I want to do, and the job's just going to come to me. I'm sorry, it'd be nice if the world really worked that way, but newsflash, it doesn't. And I think it's important for us as parents to really think about, how are we raising our kids? Are we raising them to be resilient? Are we helping them to be critical thinkers? Or are we actually raising kids to be passive and not being able to stand on their own 2 feet, to actually lack confidence because everything's always been done for them? Everything has been handed to them. We live in this world that often prioritizes perfection and achievement. And so it's easy for parents to strive for their children to succeed on the first try. That makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. What about the lessons that failures teach us? You would not be where you are if it hasn't been for your failures. And I can say right now, looking back at my life, has it been easy? No. Have I had ups and downs and twists and turns around? Yes, I've had it all. I could write story after story after story. I could share things that would be on here for months upon months if I told you all my life stories and what I've learned from what's happened to me personally, from what I've experienced with and through other people's lives, me being able to be a part of them and a part of their journey. But the greatest lessons I ever learned came from my failures. Me being told no over and over and over and over again. Me not having everything that I wanted and having to work hard at it. What about the resilience and determination? What about the growth that comes from facing setbacks? That is a gift that kids learn from when they fail. But oftentimes, we're just saying, no, here you go. You need to carry this silver platter. It's the best gift ever. And you could just go and do and be what you want to be. You don't have to work hard. You'll do better than mom ever has. If you want to truly nurture your child's potential and help them develop critical thinking skills, observation abilities, and this broader perspective, you have got to help them fail more. And what does that look like? Number one, encourage independence. Allow your child to make their own decisions, even if it means that they might fail. Independence fosters self-resilience and self-reliance, and it empowers children to learn from their mistakes. Gosh, this didn't work, so maybe I need to do it this way another time. If you always give them the answers, are they ever going to be able to figure out life on their own? And let me throw this out there. What happens when you're not there? Now, this is going to sound a little strange, and I mean it sincerely, yet it's going to be like one that you may scratch your head. I am blessed to still have my mom alive, and I love that. And it was a few days ago that we had a party celebration for me. It was my birthday, and the kids came and they were just coming in shifts and all that. My mom couldn't be there, but she called me and she sent me a text. And as she was singing to me, it crossed my mind, I'm going to miss this when she's no longer with me. And that doesn't mean that I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, something's going to happen. No, I believe she's going to live much longer. She's healthy. She's doing great. But in that moment, it was, don't take this for granted. This is an opportunity for you to really listen to what your mom has to say. And anything that your mom says, you need to listen to. Anything that your dad says, you need to listen to. For the most part, okay? I mean, some of that I know. If you have one of those parents, and you know what I mean by that, then obviously not a good idea. But if you were blessed with a parent, and I say parent because my dad has already passed away, I know he's with me, and he's always looking down on me, but I don't have him with me in my everyday, as in I can pick up the phone and call him, even though I got to say this. I do have his number still, and my brother, when he calls, every once in a while, it pops up as my dad, and it freaks me out because he took his phone number, which is fine. It's great, but it is kind of freaky when you see that your dad's calling you. You're like, well, what? It's a moment for pause. I told you it's confession day, and you got to let it all hang out. And I think what happens is that we try to gloss over all this stuff and act like everything's perfect. We act like we don't have human struggles, that we don't have feelings that, gosh, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a parent. How can I raise this kid? This kid's driving me crazy. They won't listen to me. I tell them 1,000 times. If they would just listen to me, guess what? It may take 1,001 times for them to fail in order for them to learn. And then that's when success will follow. Failure brings success. It breeds success. But sometimes for us, we have to get out of the way as parents. And sometimes that means, yes, when they're a toddler, we have to let them fall when they're learning to walk. And it's not fun. And we have to say, you got this, get back up, brush it off, you got this. And they get back up again. But if we're always rescuing them, where is that going to get them? They're going to be codependent. I know too many of those too. Scary thing. You don't want to raise kids that are codependent on you or anybody. You want to be able to raise kids that will be productive individuals that will go out and impact the world that they touch in a manner that you look down eventually and say, it was hard, but it was all worth it. Encourage independence. Number 2, provide guidance, not solutions. Instead of solving problems for them, offer guidance and support to help your children navigate their challenges or their obstacles on their own. This promotes what? Critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, and it builds confidence. We have a generation upon generation that is rising up that they think, I've already got this done. I know more than you do. You 50-something, 60-something, 70-something, 80-something, 90-something. And I'm here to tell those 10-somethings, teen-somethings, 20-somethings, and 30-somethings they've got another thing coming. Because they don't have all the answers. But if all they've been given is the answer and only the solutions, and there's been no failures, how are they going to problem solve when those telephone calls never come again? When you're not around to say, this is what you need to do. And at what point does your judgment change a little bit because of your age? I know, I don't like to think that way, but come on. We're all getting older every single day. Encourage independence. Provide guidance, not solutions. And finally, number 3, celebrate effort, not just results. You've got to shift the focus from the outcome to the effort and the progress that's made. Celebrate the journey, highlighting the hard work and determination rather than just the end result. Yes, results are important. I get that. The outcome is important. But what about the effort that you put in? What about, I'm trying to do my best? If your child is doing their best, that's good enough. And that becomes their best. And then you can raise the ceiling after that and after that. But at some point, it's not just about the win, but the journey to the win. And that win may not happen for 10 years. What was something that you were going after when you were a child that you wanted so bad? Maybe you saved up to buy something. And this could be when you were a kid in elementary school, in high school, college. We've all lived different lifestyles. What was it that you wanted something so bad that you're like, I've got to save money. I've got to do this. Maybe it was to buy your first car. It may be something that after you were married, you wanted to buy your first home. And you wanted it so bad. You were willing to work so hard at it. You're only going to work as hard at something if you fail more at it. Because again, if that silver platter keeps coming, life's too easy. Why work for anything? So we've got to embrace the failures as learning opportunities and allow children to experience obstacles so that we as parents can instill resilience and perseverance and this healthy attitude towards setbacks in our children. That becomes the equation to success. It's not about achieving success. It's failure plus failure plus failure plus failure plus failure equals success. Doesn't seem to add up, but it really does. Remember, the path to success is paved with failures. It's all those stepping stones. Children cannot be handed everything on a silver, or should I say platinum platter. They've got to learn that hard work brings greater reward. The value of failures, it adds up greater than what we are willing to recognize. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.